Good evening. I'm Melissa Vance with the Wayne County Area Chamber of Commerce, and welcome to Chamber Chat. Today I will have a few guests with me. First of all, we'll have Jack Cruse from the City of Richmond talking about all things new going on in Richmond. And then we'll have a look ahead with Ed. He will be talking about great things coming up from the Chamber. And then we'll end with Jeff Huffine from Iron Gate Creative and our Buy Local Committee. Stay tuned. Welcome back. As I said, we are going to start off with Jack Cruse, who is the Director of Infrastructure and Development from the City of Richmond. Jack, welcome to Chamber Chat.
Thank you very much, Melissa. I appreciate you guys inviting me down. We always look for a chance to communicate with the city in every way we can.
Well, thanks for coming out. Mm-hmm. We like to have different folks on and talk about different things that are happening with our members. And the City of Richmond, as you know, is a chamber member as well, and very vital to the work that we do, advocating for businesses. And as the Director of Infrastructure and Development, that is in large part your job as well. So
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to our conversation today.
Absolutely, and I am as well. There's a lot of things going on in Richmond. Richmond is just a very vibrant community. I know we've deal with our issues right now with some of the traffic issues and things of that, but it thrills me every day to go to work and know how many good things we have going on.
It's a lot of balls to keep in the air. There are always many different things happening. But one of the newest things that we noticed this week was the city's new website.
Absolutely. It's a good thing, actually, too, and it's part of an ongoing process. Randy Coons is actually the director for the IT office, who actually is in charge of doing all the website functions. But it's really helpful to us as we've found some other strategies that we can use to leverage, where we might be able to do some elements of permitting and things like that. A lot more customer friendly and helpful to the community, if you will. Another way that we can communicate better with our community so they understand what kind of things are involved with, engineering, public works, city planning, permitting, or the inspections that we do throughout the city.
Well, and it's always one of the first places that people go when they start to look at a community to either locate their business or to live is the city's website. And it's nice to have an updated, clean look, something that looks like good things are happening. Oftentimes, I think we neglect the places where people will go first just because we're so busy doing all those good things. So kudos to the city for pulling that off.
Yeah, I agree, actually. The one thing is the first face people see of Richmond, and I think the online footprint is actually a very big thing. I think sometimes we don't do a good well of capturing that information, but with the new website, I think that's just going to improve our abilities to just capture the information of what it really looks like in Richmond and the beautiful environment that we have to live within.
And one of your staff members, Scott Alexander, is working on communication as well and being kind of that public connector between the office and the things that you do and what's happening out in the community. Talk a little bit about him and his role.
Absolutely. His role is actually very vital to the community because we found that, and him being a local business owner before in the city of Richmond, he's got a lot of connections and information to talk to the individual business owners, to include when we're talking to people that are talking about putting in new businesses and things of that nature in the downtown area. I know there's a lot of talk about businesses leaving the downtown area, but we've also got just as many people that are interested and developers, and it's that communication piece of talking to those external agencies. When you really think about Richmond, it's the kind of the center of a very metropolitan area when you've got Indianapolis to one side, Dayton and Cincinnati to the other.
Right.
And Scott has been doing a lot to reach out and kind of pull those factors together to include with inside the city, pulling together the conversations that would happen between the chamber and then also the downtown business owners.
Right. When you think of what you just said, it's almost like this wheel with spokes on it, and Richmond is right there in the center. And not to take too much credit for all of the things that going on there, but it is a nice central location for people, especially if they have, if 2 people in the family or 3 people in the family are working in opposite directions. It's a nice central location.
Absolutely. And another thing, and me and Scott have talked about this often, is that Richmond is just what I would consider an ideal startup community. I mean, why work in Indianapolis when you could live in Richmond and drive over for the occasional meetings you have throughout the week? It's just a matter of, being able to communicate and do things online and through your phone nowadays that weren't available, 10 to 15 years ago.
Right.
So it's very easy to be here, not deal with the traffic, not deal with the headache of congestion, and be able to have your family grow up in a nice, clean environment, outside, the big city, but able to go to the big city whenever you'd like.
Exactly. Now, a lot of the things that you've been working on recently involve grants and dollars that are coming in for construction and various things. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I think that's a very important factor. I'm glad you brought that up, because the one thing I see about Richmond is that we have to be partners with not just within ourselves of our own community, but we have to be partners within the state. And when you really think about that, there's a lot of grant dollars that come out to cities based on kind of their active involvement, if you will. And with getting the facade grant through, that actually kind of started a linchpin, if you will, a tumbling of forces where more things started coming to the city. Greg Steen's our city's engineer. He actually got 2 grants approved for the Richmond streets this year, which is actually almost unheard of to get those like right in a row in the same year group. And then additionally, we've had some other things that have came through the EPA, which I have to thank also the public partners. A grant is not just about the city doing its work.
Right.
It's about reaching out to those other private partnerships to write letters of support, to be engaged. Then that actually is what kind of adds to that package. So when they look at it, it really just comes back to the city, and that's roughly about $300,000 that's going to be coming to the city to clean up contaminated sites. But one thing is some of those sites can be turned into parking lots and things of that nature.
Right.
So it might make where we've got just a much cleaner environment, that we've encapsulated all these bad properties away from that. Additionally, another one with as far as private partnerships with the city was our active living workshop that's coming up next month. That was something with the health department, which looking at the loop, the things, but it's those letters of support of the community are what actually makes that package look so much nicer. So I really thank the city of Richmond for helping us get those through.
Absolutely. And then, before we go, just to kind of highlight some of the new businesses that we know of that have come in that are chamber members. The Cozy Nest is a new little shop in the Depot District in the Loft building. The Italian Market has reopened recently. The Cordial Cork has opened recently in the former Joe's Pizza. And Jimmy John's is opening this week. I know a lot of people are excited about having that come to the east side of town. And then, of course, we're all seeing the massive construction going on with Heartland Pet Food, the Blue Buffalo project. What can you say about kind of just that momentum of new things happening?
Well, I think that's the big thing, and you're exactly right. It isn't a momentum, but just like I said, that the grants coming through, the people being involved, the more people that are seeing that kind of vision of Richmond. I call it what I called when I first got here was basically it's a 10-year U-turn to take anything and turn it around to a positive direction. I think Richmond is at the preface of that, point of that we're turning things around, making sure that the people are taken care of as well as the structures and infrastructure of the city as well. You're just going to look at all these businesses, and you're going to get words from new developers every day that want to come in and do things, because now it's seen as a positive to come into Richmond and try and build something up versus, taking things away. You're going to lose some of the bad elements, but a lot more good elements are going to come from that. So that's what we're looking for and trying to encourage and stimulate that as much as possible.
Well, as you said, I mean, we've got the former Reed coming down. We all know about that. We've seen it happening and are excited about just the possibilities that lie there.
Absolutely.
With that being cleaned up and beautified. And then there are other buildings that we look at and we're hoping that can be stabilized from the Tivoli and the Reedmore and, some of those things. And the combination of those things happening and this public-private partnership, we're really looking forward to what's to
Absolutely.
come in the rest of 2018 and 2019 as we look forward. So.
Absolutely. And the mayor said it better, than anybody pretty much with the State of the City address. It's his focus that has driven Reed coming down. It's his focus that is pulling those developers in to do things like pull building permits on buildings that are falling apart downtown and starting to do construction, especially with our local contractors. It's just doing a lot for everybody where we're going to be able to take care of the city a lot better.
Great. Well, Jack, thanks for all that you do and all that comes from your office and the others at the city. And thanks for being here with us today.
And thank you as well. I appreciate you inviting us out.
Absolutely. Now we're going to transition to Ed De La Paz from the Chamber to do a look ahead with Ed. Over to you.
Welcome to a look ahead with Ed. I'm going to go over some of the upcoming Chamber events. And to kick things off, we have the Business Education Lunch coming up relatively soon. We have mindfulness in the workplace. What does it look like and how can you achieve it? Mindfulness can strengthen and create neural pathways in the area of the brain that promotes more calmness and a variety of other positive changes that can be beneficial to our well-being. That is May 24th at 11:30 a.m. at the Innovation Center. Register online at richmondinnovates.com. We also have the Chamber Golf Classic coming up on June 8th. To register your team, visit our website, wcareachamber.org. Also coming up in June, we have a series of Chamber Network events, starting off with a network morning on June 1st at 8 a.m. at Purdue Polytechnic Richmond on the IU East campus. Then coming up on June 6th is the Chamber Network Night at Van Vliet, across the street from the Rose Garden, where we will have some nice food from Radford's, followed by going over and being part of the first Blooming Glow that evening. And then finally, we have the Chamber Farm Tour coming up on July 12th. Mark your calendars. This will be in Centerville. More information to come. And lastly, Wayne County Weekends kicks off in June, or on June, July, and August. And to find out more information, Melissa, I'll turn it over to you.
and welcome back to the show. If you're just joining us, I'm Melissa Vance from the Wayne County Area Chamber of Commerce, and you are watching Chamber Chat. And a big shout out to Phil Quinn and the Depot District for putting that great little promo video together for us for Wayne County Weekends coming up this summer, which leads me to my next guest, Jeff Huffine from Iron Gate Creative.
Hello.
Also a member of the Chamber Board and the
Yes.
Chamber's Buy Local Committee. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here today.
Thanks for coming and spending a little time with us.
Yes.
You wear so many hats. We could talk about all different kinds of things, but today it's all about Buy Local.
Yes, and I'm very passionate about Buy Local because I am also a local businessman, so
Yes.
very much so.
Well, tell us a little bit about this committee and what you all are focusing on, why it even exists.
Yeah, I think that the mission of the Buy Local is to try to raise awareness, to remind consumers to first look inward before they start looking outward. We have a lot of great sources here in Wayne County on all kinds of businesses of services and products and different things that are offered, and also restaurants and great places to go eat. There's all kinds of entertainment. We have a great live music, that's here in Wayne County, and so, we want people to first think about that because, what you have to remember is that all these people who own businesses, they have family. They have, their kids are going to our schools, and they're going to our churches. They're involved. They're part of the fabric of our community, and so buyers have impact with their money, and they can really impact a community and a business by buying local and keeping that up in the front of their mind. Just like right now, that's what's going on with all the construction that's happening in Richmond. It's going to be happening in Hagerstown soon.
Yes.
And go and shop those stores, please. Make an effort. Sometimes it's not easy to do, but go down there and do that and show the love. Show that love because those business owners need it right now because that's a real struggle for them. They are depending on people still to come in, and so we need that. And they have great products and they have great services.
They
And
really do. Unique things
Yes.
that you can't find anywhere else.
That's right, and you can build a unique relationship with those people. You go in and you can feel their passion. Like they're very passionate about what they do. There's artisans down, all around in the community, but there's just really great things to do. And let's buy local. Let's keep this in mind.
Well, a couple things you said that really ring true to me, and that's building the economy. And we think, well, if we go and shop locally, that builds them and it's going to keep them in business. But they also, by being in business, are going to live here and probably return the favor and shop at your place or call on you for services or other people that and it really just keeps those dollars all focused locally.
Absolutely.
They're going to go out to eat locally. And another thing that we've been hearing about more and more is just the quality of life and quality of the place. And there's nothing more that says that than local business owners.
Absolutely, and I think that they're going to be the front people who promote it. I mean, they're going to be the people. They're like our ambassadors.
Right.
They're going to be ambassadors for Wayne County and to talk about how great this place is. And because they're the ones who are backing it, right? That's the authentic voice that's coming out in Wayne County, and so I think it's very important to buy local, hear that message, and to be part of it.
Well, now, last year launched a whole new initiative called Wayne County Weekends.
Yes.
And we just saw a little promo video on that.
Right.
But tell us a little bit about what Wayne County Weekends is and what last year looked like and maybe what we can expect to be the same and different this year.
Yeah, well, first of all, you have no excuses now to say there isn't anything to do in Wayne County.
Right.
Wayne County Weekends is a great effort to try to spread the word about all the things that are happening, and there are so much that's going on in Wayne County. And so Wayne County Weekends, so first of all, we have the city of Richmond who will be the first week in June. We go June, July, and August. Richmond will be the first week. Then it'll be Cambridge City who will have the second weekend. And then Hagerstown will have the third. And then Centerville will have the fourth. And then when we have those months, I think in August, when we have 5 weeks, then Fountain City will have a shot in there too. And so, but what's nice is that you're going to be able to see all kinds of fun things, places to eat, festivals, parades, There's going to be some beer gardens. There's going to be live entertainment.
Right.
There's just all kinds of ways to get like tied in. And what's really cool is go to those other communities, right, and walk those streets and go into those businesses to meet people and interact. And and it's a great way to give back too, because you go buy local, you support those families as well. But we have to remember, as a county, we're one big family, right? And we all need to rise together. And so it's very important that we all get out and support each other and buy local. There's lots to do.
Well, I'm this huge proponent, and if people have been watching the show very long, I'm sure they've heard me say it, but all boats rise with the tide.
Yes.
And like you said, as a county, Hagerstown does well. Centerville's probably going to do well. If Centerville does well, Cambridge
Right.
City is going to do well. And it just kind of, goes from there.
Right, and like from a regional standpoint, what's important about this is that we're not just talking about people in Wayne County coming here, but we're trying to attract a broader audience as well. So if we're promoting as a greater whole, then that will be more attractive, I think, to a person who might be coming from Indianapolis or from a neighboring community outside of Wayne County. So this is really important that we do that, that we promote it as a whole, and that's what Wayne County Weekends is going to do. It's all, once again, it's about building awareness, but getting it out there. I think part of the problem with all of our local marketing is that we have to do a better job of just letting people know when things are happening. And so that's the effort of the chamber, which has been really great for the chamber to do this, is to try to be that connector, to get these groups all pulling together and rowing together. So this is important.
We've heard for quite a while, especially the Depot District, for example, we hear people say, oh, I love to come in, I love to go to the Depot District, it has such neat culture. But now when somebody comes into the Depot District for a festival or blast at the overpass or, any of the things that go on, they can pick up one of the nice brochures that Ed has put together, and it kind of lines up what's happening all summer long, and then people are going to be able to see, oh, well, maybe I'll come back in a couple weeks and go to Hagerstown and check that out, because that looks like neat culture. And then Centerville has its own culture with the arches. It's just a really good synergy as we can start promoting each other throughout the month.
I think it's very important. So, and I think the experience, if people come and have a good experience, they'll come back and do it again.
Absolutely.
So that's really great. You were asking me about like maybe how it was different from last year. So last year we tried to tackle, I think, 4 months. So we went May, June, July, August, and that was a lot. And so this year we decided to go just June, July, August, and so that also gives each of the communities a chance to try to organize and get everything aligned and really create a great experience for when people do come out. And so that's what we're focusing on. And so I think it probably will be enhanced.
And so we have about 4 minutes left, and
Sure.
I want to move to the next thing, and that is the Buy Local Certified program.
Yes.
And we have this nice little brochure that the committee has put together. But tell our viewers what the Buy Local Certified program is.
Sure. Well, so Buy Local, once again, this is another kind of awareness program, but the whole thing is that we have businesses that are here, and they live here, they work here, they contribute here, and we want to try to somehow promote that and give them recognition. So the chamber came up with this idea in the Buy Local committee to do this certification, so that it's a way to be recognized that you are a local business. So if people do want to work locally, they can see that the businesses are identified, and there's a set criteria for that. So you have to own or rent a facility in Wayne County. You have to hire a Wayne County employee. You have to use Wayne County services, so whether that be insurance or banking or whatever it might be, that's another part of it. And I think the fourth thing was to let's see, I was trying to remember what the fourth was. To be a chamber member.
Yes, you have to be a chamber member.
Oh yeah, that's just a minor thing. But yeah, to be a chamber member. So those are the kind of the criteria for that. And then in doing so, you'll get a decal to put on your door. You'll get also a digital decal or a digital mark that you can put on your website that says that you're certified local. And also the chamber will help market that. And so it's a great great way to kind of get the word out. And it's kind of like membership has privileges, or being here has privileges, but we want, and that's near and dear to me because I'm also a local business, and I do sometimes go to other cities, and I've been told I'm an outsider, and I understand that, and I understand what that means. But we do want to try to recognize and support, because once again, it's about the power of your money and who is impacting the community, our local community, right? So it's these businesses that are like vested here. They're vested here. They've invested here, and they are the ones that are hiring and making an impact economically here.
And we've talked just a little bit about doing some promo videos to kind of highlight some of the businesses that have kicked off this program. And so members will be hearing more and more about this throughout the year, and how they can be involved. But the best way to learn about any of these programs, whether it's Wayne County Weekends or the Buy Local Certified program, or even how just to join the chamber, go to our website at wcareachamber.org, and you'll be able to find all of those things there. We also have Facebook and Facebook groups set up for the different things that are happening. And if all else fails, pick up the phone and give us a call. You're sure to find a friendly voice on the other end of the line and helping you walk you through the process of all of these things.
Hey, you know what? We didn't mention our sponsors. We
really should.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, we have some great sponsors. We have Kicks 96, and we have 101.7 The Point. They're going to be out and being in the community when we get going on the weekends. And then we also have the two downtown associations of Centerville and Hagerstown. Then we have the Depot District, and we also have the downtown business group as well in Richmond. So we have great sponsors that are going to be helping us, and so we're very excited about it.
A lot of people making this worthwhile and work well. So thank you, Jeff, for all of the work that you're doing. Please pass along the thanks to the entire committee.
Yeah, they've been working hard.
They really have. It's a fantastic group.
Yeah, we're excited.
We appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me here.
Well, thank you for being with us on Chamber Chat for this episode. Be sure to join us every week at 8 o'clock, and we will see you next month with a brand new show.